And this section of the show is usually called the Big Fat Investment Idea. And usually it's our guest that has the Big Fat Investment Idea. But this time it's me who has the idea, but I want to go and get some confirmation from an expert. So my absolutely brilliant big fat investment idea was this. At least 2 or 3 times in the past couple of years that when I've hosted the show, I've said to Ozzie Jurek, I think people should be selling in Greater Vancouver, moving to the island, moving to the Sunshine Coast, the Okanagan, whatever, because the arbitrage was so incredible. And Ozzie agreed and saw that it was happening. I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right time. If you bought a home in Greater Vancouver 10, 20, 30 years ago, you've hit the jackpot. While real estate prices in Vancouver were going through the roof, they were rising, but not nearly as fast in all these other places. It's a huge change in lifestyle and so on. But I've got Tom Whitfield on the line here. He's a realtor in Qualicum Beach at Remax Realty, and he's here to tell us what's been happening in the market Mid-Island and what the impact of the changes in Greater Vancouver are. Tom, thanks very much for taking the time to visit with us this morning.
Hi, Victor. Thanks for having me on your show.
Now, Tom, my sense is that over the past number of years, a lot of the people that moved to the Mid-Island here were coming from the prairies, and that's changed a bit recently. Is that right?
Yeah, that's very true. Some years I may get 50% of my buyers coming from the prairie provinces. That's not the case this year. The number of folks coming from the prairies is way down, but what's compensated for that is our numbers are way up from the lower mainland people.
And sales on the island generally, and in the Mid-Island in particular, are up over what they've been the past couple of years, and prices have been rising as well?
Absolutely. We've had a huge sales year this year. Our volume is up about 40% over last year for this time. Single-family home prices are up just 15% for this time compared to last year. Compensating that, our inventory is down about 30% for this time as compared to last year. So we've had a tremendous sales year.
Well, you've got a much smaller market in Mid-Island there, so it stands to reason that I think the total population is less than 50,000 people in the sort of what we call the Mid-Island area. So if the buyers are coming over and snapping up houses, your inventory would evaporate to some degree. How much cheaper? Let's do it that way. Interrupted.
Okay.
How much cheaper does a house cost over here than it does in Greater Vancouver?
Okay, well, for instance, our average single-family home right now is about $465. So, a waterfront, my gosh, you could get a walk-on waterfront house here for $1 to $2 million. So what is happening is people are escaping the traffic. I hear about traffic in the lower mainland all the time. So it's a lifestyle change. And, hey, what a great thing if you could sell for 1.5 over there and maybe buy over here for maybe 500, 700, pocket the difference, invest it. That's the big win.
Yeah, so it's a twofold thing, isn't it? And I think you've told me when we've talked before that a lot of the people that are coming here are retired people, and some of the things that would maybe keep them tied to Vancouver are, well, the grandkids are back there, or, other family and my friends and so on. But it's not that far to get back from the island. And I should also say, back from the Sunshine Coast, because I know the same sort of thing is happening there, and back from the Okanagan because people are going there. But people getting out of the busyness of Vancouver, but also taking advantage of this huge rise that they've had in property prices to sell there and go and buy something in a lower market and put the balance of the money in the bank. Tom, I should mention this here. Your web address is tomwhitfield.ca, and as I mentioned, you work at Remax in Qualicum Beach if people want to talk to you for more particular information. But we've got 2 minutes here. Tell me what is happening in the market here outside of Greater Vancouver because of that tax on foreigners that's happening in the Greater Vancouver area.
Well, I like to call it the great pregnant pause. It was kind of, maybe it was the third week in August, something happened. And, of course, it was the 15% foreign buyer tax. And so I think what we've got is a number of folks kind of watching the situation over in the lower mainland. Do they list? Do they not? Can they sell their house over there or can't they? So we've got a bit of a holding pattern going on. The stats for June, July, and August were pretty much identical for us over here in terms of sales volume and number of homes sold. It'll be interesting to see what the stats are for the month of September. I think September is really going to tell the story. People, I think, are going to continue to come here, maybe not in as large a number as maybe what we've seen over the last little while, but it's all about lifestyle. You mentioned the market here. It's almost 100% retirement. Retirement and tourism, that's what drives our local economy here. And the lifestyle is so very good here. And so for those lucky few that, can sell there, escape, get over here, it's a win. What keeps people in the Lower Mainland is often family, friends, that kind of thing. But let's not forget, we're only a 2-hour ferry ride, a 25-minute plane ride, that kind of thing. And guess what? Those guys want to come here and visit you here.
Yeah. So if you buy a house, make sure you get a guest bedroom.
There you go.
Tom, then, so what you've seen is prices have risen here like they have risen in Greater Vancouver, but we've kind of got as you call it, the great pregnant pause here, kind of a leveling off period right now. And I know you're optimistic about the future.
Absolutely. I mean, our single-family home sale prices are up by 15%. I mean, that's not a huge amount. For a number of years, we were kind of creeping along at 3 to 4%, and I think people are really seeing the value. And I don't see our prices spiking here at all. Actually, I don't see them going down either. But
okay,
it's
Tom, I tell you what, I could hear they're going to start playing the music here. Thank you for taking the time to visit with us and giving us this news about the Mid-Island real estate market. Look forward to seeing you again over here, folks.